a slightly eccentric house in the folds of a Surrey hill, set within its own grounds, and standing well back from the country lane which runs at the foot of the garden. It is spring. Luke goes flying out of the house, late for school, and jumps on his bike, which is parked near the gate. He carries a satchel on his back and wears a bottle green uniform and cap. He bicycles fiercely for 50 yards, where another boy on a bike, James, is waiting for him. The two of them pedal towards the new estate about half a mile away. The two boys turn down a lane towards the school, a mixture of fine mansions and modern buildings.
They're always bald. That's another thing. Bald? That's why they have to wear wigs. Really good wigs, so you can't tell, except that they itch and scratch a lot.
James laughs at this image as they wheel through the school gates, joining streams of other uniformed children.
I saw a woman yesterday, with purple eyes. She was scary. Purple in the middle, almost black except when there's a strong light. I think so. Anyway, she was having a meeting with my dad, and she was very upset I'd seen her. Did she hold her nose when you got near her? I think so. She jumped out of his car and sort of walked away in a huff. Her eyes looked purple, but I didn't know about if she had a wig. Your dad wouldn't have a meeting with a witch. He was actually touching her hair when I saw them. I bet it was to see if she was wearing a wig. Anyway, you told me grown-ups were safe from witches. I think so.
They park their bikes and enter the school building as a bell sounds deep within the echoing corridors. The morning hymn is being sung. The treble voices of the boys ring to the rafters of the fine 19th century hall. Luke and James are two of a clique of 6 boys who, as they sing, are laughing at the game they play, tying a long ball of string around each of themselves and then the next boy, until all 6 are bound together in a mess of loops and knots. The tallest boy, Dominic, has had his ankles and knees bound heavily, and as the song reaches its end, there is some shuffling, which sends Dominic tumbling, then scrambling to get upright again under the baleful glare of the headmaster on the platform with the other teachers. Thumping the piano to keep ahead of the singing is the headmaster's wife, a plain tweedy woman. She gladly strikes the coda chords of the hymn. The shuffling subsides in the silence which follows the hymn.
I want to see all form leaders in my study during break. Mrs. Grange is ill, so her classes are being taken by Mr. Ramage in his room. Going to the wrong room is not an excuse for being late. The next time I find any more obscenities in the changing room toilets, I shall have the whole school kept in late. If you haven't got rude words out of your system by now, the changing room is not the place to begin. Our latest feeble little author can't even spell properly. Don't forget to return open day raffle tickets before open day. Thank you.
The assembly breaks up with a sudden gale of noise as children scuttle from the room. Luke and his gang untangle themselves rapidly. Luke has dropped his glasses. He is a clumsy boy, and having picked them up, he is left to pick up the bits of string. As he straightens from this task, he finds the headmaster looming directly over him. Luke pats his annoying tuft of hair flat.
Wand.
Luke opens his mouth to respond, but the headmaster has swept from the room. As Luke collects a last piece of string, he finds himself at eye level with the headmaster's wife as she is talking to another teacher. Her shoes are flat-toed brogues. Luke gazes slowly up at her. She scratches her hair. Luke steps back a pace instinctively. She waves her bare hands to emphasize a point. Luke turns and walks quickly from the room.